hey, let's make over this to look like this. What do you think? So in case you're wondering what the heck this even is, this is my silverware storage organizer chest box. I don't even know. And I'm using all Paint Pixie products on this. My sweet friend Josie was a guest over on my podcast. If you're not familiar with my podcast, I will drop a link in the description below. But she has an amazing company called Paint Pixie, and she sells those amazing brushes along with this paint that I'm using. So I put 2 coats on, and then I dried it quickly with my heat gun. And I added this Magnolia stencil. I'll put a link below for it as well. It's called the Victorian pattern, and I absolutely love it. I cut it down to fit the top perfectly. And then I'm just gonna use a little plate to put some more of the Paint Pixie paint here. Now this is the metallic paint, and this is the little brush called the Stipply. I'm gonna use it on top of my reusable stencil here, just to create a really light kind of pattern all over the top of this silverware box. Now, do you have one of these silverware boxes hanging out at your house somewhere? I don't know about you, but mine was so ugly and so embarrassing. I had to sand it first, clean it all out, make some repairs. All of those details are over on the blog, and I'll link the actual blog post in the description below as well for you. But I decided to kind of jazz it up and make it look whimsical. I was inspired by my friend Tracy Bellion. I also have a podcast episode with her as the guest. If you want to check her out, she's Tracy's Fancy. I'll put that link below as well. And that's where I got the idea to decorate this silverware organizer. Now, this is not chalk paint. This is a metallic paint in the color Blue Diamond by Paint Pixie, and I just added it to this entire stencil. And then here comes my absolute favorite part. We're gonna peel, squeal, and reveal. You guys hit that thumbs up button and let me know how much you love this pattern. So it comes up as just like a nice shimmer. It doesn't really, there you go. I was going to say it doesn't really do it justice just to see it like that, but it is a really pretty pattern. Now I'm going to add the next layer onto my silverware storage box. I decided to go with a white and black check pattern, and I thought the easiest thing to do would be to paint the white trim all around this second edge of the box on the outside. Now I went around all 4 sides and I did 2 coats to get full coverage on this. This is the Paint Pixie color called Marshmallow, and it was the perfect white for this. I'm just I'm not being super picky about how it goes on because we are going to paint the bottom trim in gold eventually, but I did want to make sure it got full coverage, so I did go over it with 2 separate coats, drying it thoroughly in between with my heat tool, and I'll link my heat tool below. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite tools. So the next step was to make these checks, you guys. And so that it wouldn't be intimidating, I decided to do the little cheaters method with the painter's tape. So you take the painter's tape, and that's going to be the width of my checks, and I just use one as the guide, and then I stick my next piece of tape next to it, and I peel up the guide again and put it down next to the other piece of tape. I just completely continue this all the way around the entire box, right there on the white strip that I just painted, so that we have a great little guide for making our black checks over the white strip. So listen, if you don't already follow my channel, I would absolutely love it if you subscribed and hit that notification bell. It would super help me out. And I would love to let you know every time I have one of these fun video tutorials. So this time I'm taking the black color that Paint Pixie has called Licorice. Isn't that a fun name for the color? I was like, And licorice is such a polarizing candy, you guys. Do you like licorice? Either you love it or you hate it. So let me know in the comments below if you are a licorice fan or you don't like licorice. But either way, you will like this color called Licorice because it is the perfect black for these black and white checks. Then I dried it with my heat tool and removed the painter's tape guidelines, guiding painter's tape pieces. And it revealed the perfect little checks for this project. Now, I am going to go back and ultimately add some gold. So this is a color in her metallic paint line of Paint Pixies called 24 Karat. I fell in love with this color of gold. You know how gold can be kind of one of those colors that you're not quite sure if it's going to be too bright or too muted. This one is literally 24 karat looking. So I'm in love with it. It is perfect. I used it first on the little knob there. I'm pointing it out to you. And then I ended up using it on that bottom piece of trim. I actually ended up highlighting my black checks with this 24 karat gold, as well as I used a little bit on the edges of the Silverware storage caddy, whatever you want to call it. You can see here, I'm adding it to the bottom trim. And then I decided to use my spouncer, if I said that right, to make little polka dots. I added little wooden bead feet to this piece as well and colored them in the 24 karat as well. So this is the Silverware caddy opened. It's all organized. It's cute. It's whimsical. Now I don't have to be embarrassed to pull it out when I have company and say, hey, let's grab the silver. You know how people always want to help you, get everything ready. But this is so cute. I can actually leave this out on the dining table or the buffet year round to display. How cute is the little whimsical polka dots and those Mackenzie Child inspired checks right there, along with all of the gold trim and that stencil. Boom, that stencil is life, you guys. How pretty is that? Let me know in the comments below if you like this project and if you are inspired to go make one. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you on the next video.